What's poppin', guys? It takes blood, sweat, and tears to master the game. You know, I was talking to my friend this Saturday night. We went to watch UFC, and then we were just reminiscing about how crazy obsessed I was with the game. And it just made me think about all I had to do to master this game. You're gonna be called crazy a lot because it takes insanity to learn this. And I'm not even talking about when it comes to relationship, when it comes to this is a different type of game. Just the game in general, just when how to even get the girl. Just the amount of crap you go through with women. A lot of rejection, a lot of levels to this game. All the eye contact you need to learn, the shit test, the body language, the escalation, all that's, you know what I mean? So many things. And they reminded me of something that I just realized, like, oh my God, I was insane. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes to really get great at anything, to learn the game. I remember after the night, after the club, I talked to girls in the street for like an hour and a half until there's nobody else. And guess what? I get home and then I debrief and write everything for like another hour because I had to write my whole night, and any instant that I didn't know what to say or I fumbled the bag, I had to find an answer to it so next time it doesn't happen again. I had all these notes of all these lines and all this situation and these scenarios that could happen or that happened to me that I have now a new answer to it so it doesn't happen again. Oh my Lord, I was insane. I was called crazy a lot. I remember in Cuba, we went to the club, and after that, I was in the resort, in the street, just trying to talk to any girl with like massive stamina. And you know when you're drunk around 4, sometimes you can't sleep a lot, right? So my friend went to bed around 4. He got up around 7 something, and I was still walking around trying to talk to girls. That's how obsessed and insane I was. You know, it made me realize if you really want to get great at this, you just cannot have a balanced life. You're gonna lose your mind a little bit in order to find it again. There's no balance. If you want to get great at it, you can be good at everything, but you're not gonna be the master of nothing. You know, one of my biggest regrets is not buying Bitcoin early. Everybody around me was buying Bitcoin. My friends, because I was in this trading hedge fund in 2017, February 2017. But at that time, I was so obsessed with the game that no matter what I heard, I had books, they gave everything, and I still didn't care enough. And I knew it was important, but I was so unbalanced. This is all I was thinking about. I was like, I am gonna master this, and that's the sacrifice that comes with it. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. You know, if you wanted to get those big fruits or like the big tree, the roots have to match, the sacrifice has to match. You have to know what you're gonna sacrifice for. Completely unbalanced. I mean, I dedicated everything to this. And don't get me wrong, I got great. Every type of experience you can think, every type of girl you can think, I've been with, I've done. Hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, done. Strippers, done. Lawyers, doctors, 2 girls at the same time. The crazy thing, bro, I got such a master at some point. I was going to the club, bringing a girl around midnight and coming back and bringing another one. That's how great I became at this. But I sacrificed everything for it. And that's the big sacrifice where like this place is so full, but everything else is just empty. And that's when I decided to let go of the game and I went full on business and full on this because I just, you know, you reach a certain age and you're like, I don't feel right in my skin. I have all this game out of this, but I'm broke. I have nothing. I have no direction. What the hell? I remember the shift where, you know, my friends were like, oh, let's go out. And I was like, bro, I don't even feel like going out because I just feel empty. If you really want to master the game, you have to be completely obsessed, myopic, one-sided, unbalanced, fully in order to get great at that. Extraordinary results are directly determined by how narrow your focus is towards something. If you're focused on one thing and completely obsessed by it, you will get great at it. You just gotta accept the fact that the other ones, you're not gonna be great at them. And it is what it is. And you know, that's also one of the mistakes that everybody makes. They're trying to be good at everything. And you just have to accept the fact that you're gonna live one life, not 10. I've done this mistake before, right? I was trying to be good at everything. I was trying to be great at guitar, great at jujitsu, great at boxing, great at the game, great at real estate, great at trading, great at this, great at that. It's like, it's just, bro, you have to focus on one thing, master it, and then move on to the next one. What it takes really, it takes the acceptance and the willingness to be a fool first. Because you can't be a master if you're not willing to be a fool. If you're not willing to look stupid, you cannot master anything. So you have to have that willingness. That's why most of my friends that I tried to teach the game, they couldn't really learn it because they were not willing to look stupid. They're not willing to be a fool in order to be a master. But you can't do one without the other. You have to be willing to be a fool in order to master anything. Doesn't matter if it's sales, if it's a game, if it's business. That's what it takes. You have to be willing to be a fool. You have to be willing to go through pain, because pain and boredom, especially in the first stage of learning, is what really gonna solidify that you really want this. And it's gonna build your mindset, and it's gonna thicken your skin. Because in anything, like, there's a lot of rejection, there's a lot of things in this game, right? It thickens your skin like in a whole different level. But that pain and boredom is what's gonna make it worthwhile in your mind. Because if you can't go through that, that means you don't deserve it. You don't want it. Because I want to learn skating. I want to learn a lot of things, but am I ready to go through all that pain and sacrifice and boredom of the beginning stages of learning? No. Therefore, I don't deserve to be great at it. You have to be willing to go through that. All the boredom, all that pain, looking foolish in order to be a master. One thing you're gonna realize is that the closer you get to mastery, when you start getting really good, you really realize that mastery is endless. There's no end to learning this. There's no end game. You can learn this forever, but that's when you realize, how far do I have to be myopic in one side? You only look at one side. Yes, you're gonna have your life with women and sex and all that. It's gonna be like fantasy book movie like, when even you're gonna say your stories to your friends, and they're not gonna believe it. They're simply not gonna believe it, because to you it becomes such a norm, and to them it's just like out of the norm. My friend, we're just like shooting shit, and he's just talking. He said, there's nothing better than showering with a girl. And I was like, yeah, there is. Showering with two. But he was like, he couldn't believe it. He thought I was just bullshitting. I was like, no way, you talking shit. I was like, bro, I'm not, because I've done it all. But to him, that's not the norm. You're gonna have this crazy life. The reward is great, but the sacrifice, you gotta think about if it's worth it for you. All this sacrificing, all these years and tears, because all of this heartbreaking experience you're gonna have, whether you like it or not. Like, when your emotions are involved, you're gonna have heartbreaking moments. And sacrifices, opportunities missed, and all the rejection, all these challenges, you gotta know if it's worth it for you. If it's worth it for you to be unbalanced. Unless you wanna have the experiences I had, you have to be willing to be as crazy as I was, because you're not gonna get to that level if you're not insane. Literally insanely obsessed with all that stuff. Like I said, it becomes your norm. That's the only way, because you can only get the level of woman you're ready to lose. So how you get there? It becomes a norm. Hot woman becomes a norm to you. So when you talk to an extremely hot girl, you're not fumbling, you're not bumbling, you're not losing your shit over the opportunity, because this is just normal to you. In order to get there, bro, yeah, you have to know. And listen, and I'll tell you, maybe it's just good for you to just learn it normally in a balanced way, but of course you're not gonna get great at it. You're just not. And maybe you just give it some times, maybe sacrifice 6 months or something, full on learning game. That's the only way to really learn it. And that's how, even when it comes to business, that's what I did. Once I went to business, I took full on year. Put women to the back seat, because they take a lot of time. They want a lot of time, a lot of attention. It takes a lot of your mental capacity, mental focus. So I had to completely put an X on women and completely focus on building my real estate career. That's what it took. It took me completely full on focused on real estate in order to take it from the ground. And that's what made it take off, because I was learning sales, and there's a lot to learn too. Any skill that you're gonna learn, it doesn't come just with the skill. It's mostly the mindset that comes with it. The pain and the boredom, it's not just about the skill. It toughens you up. It makes you build character. When things become normal to you, it's your mindset. Apart from the skills, you can have the skills, but if you don't have the mindset, you're just gonna self-sabotage anyways. So that's the part that you have to accept. You're gonna go through hell in order to build that mindset in anything you do in life. And I'm not just talking about game. This video is about game and what it takes to learn game, but it takes a lot of skills and a lot of mindset, especially. I'm telling you, the mind, to me personally, it's like 70% of everything. Because if you don't have the mind, you're gonna self-sabotage anyway. If you don't believe you deserve it, you're gonna self-sabotage in order not to have it, in order to stay in that comfort zone. And guys, in order not to miss the opportunity that comes to you. Because let me tell you something, before I learned the game, one of the reasons I started to learn the game, because of the pain I felt when an attractive girl tried to even talk to me, and I didn't know what the fuck I should be doing. Because game is important, but it's only important if she finds you attractive in the first place. Because if she doesn't, it doesn't matter how much game you have. The difference between a creep and a charismatic person is just if the woman finds you attractive. That's all. That's literally the difference. I mean, if they find you attractive, you know, you're daring, you're charismatic, you're edgy. But if she doesn't find you attractive, you're creepy. And when I say creepy, I don't mean like, you know, I don't mean that creepy. I mean, she can picture you picturing fucking her type of thing. And if she's not into you, she finds that super creepy. You're a creep in her eyes. That's when game comes into place. If she finds you attractive, you gotta be able to pull the trigger and know what to do, how to take it from there. That really is what the game is. And that's why I stopped even approaching women and I start doing more about indicators of interest or choosing signals, whatever you want to call it. When basically the woman gives you a signal that she likes you. She passes in front of you, she looks at you, she smiles at you, whatever she's trying to do. It's during those moments, then you know what to do, know how to pull the trigger because the opportunity is there. If she finds you attractive, you gotta know what to do and pull the trigger because nothing hurts more in a game than a girl finding you attractive and you don't know what to do. And then she kind of like looks at you like, oh, you're not who you say you are, type of thing, you know? And you just go home and you just can't sleep. And that's how I started. Like I was, what, like 16, 17, and I had an attractive woman trying to talk to me. Women find me attractive, but I had no game. I didn't know how to take it from there. I didn't know what to do. It hurts. But that's when you learn the game. To go through pain, to build a character, to toughen your skin, to go through rejection, to be completely unbalanced, to learn this stuff. And once you learn it, especially when you start to get into relationships and like crazy women, and it's just like so much you're gonna go through in order to really learn the whole aspect of game. The relationship game is a completely different story. It's easy to be cold, it's easy to be tough when you're not attached to the woman. It's like the whole different story when you're attached to the woman and you see her every day for 3 years. That's a different type of story. That's a different type of strength, of mental strength to keep your principle of if you cross my line, I'm gonna walk away. That's high-level game. All this pickup is one thing, but you're gonna learn a lot when you get into relationships, when you're gonna see women that are in relationships hitting on you because your game is so high, and you're gonna see so much cheating, some of this. This world can break you if you're not strong enough. You're gonna see it all. And that's when you become a master. I don't like this word, a master at it, but because you never really master anything. The more you get great at something, the more you realize this is endless. What is that quote? It's like, the more I know, the more I realize I don't know anything. It's just endless. If you really want to master this is what you got to do, but you got to ask yourself, is this really worth it? Is the fruits equal the sacrifice? Is the branches equal the roots? It's up to you. To me, it was, even though, like I said, I had some regrets because I missed a lot of opportunities to make money, a lot of opportunities to do things, a lot of opportunities to even get friendships because I was so obsessed with it. Like, I was sometimes unrelatable to others. That's how obsessed I was. Oh man. But yeah, you don't know if it's worth it for you. My advice to you is keep a balanced life, make your money, learn it, become good at it. You don't have to be great at it and have this insane movie-like experiences. And if you want that, man, you better, it's hard. But my advice to you is just keep it slow. Learn it, practice it, and learn how to get women, because that's one of the things that you absolutely need to learn if you don't want to have a missing piece to your life. You gotta learn how to handle women, deal with women, get women, understand women. Let me know about your stories, about what you had to go through to learn the game. If anybody is like me who went like completely insane in this matter to learn it and master it fully and completely, like have the craziest experiences ever, and what you're feeling about it. Do you have any regrets? What would you say to others? I read them all. I'll answer them all. Just let me know what you want to hear next. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and help me grow this channel. See you next time.